What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are ready to go. Somehow we made it to Thursday. We've got like today, one more day. This is a quick week. And then before you know it, you're sitting around eating some turkey. So it's gonna get wild. But we got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Anna. Good morning to Andy, Bill, Brad, Chris, Corey. Frank is in the house. Good morning to Emily. We got GWJ, Jeffrey, Joe. Good morning to JT, Lauren, Lucian, Malik's in the house. Good morning to Martino, Rob. We got Tim. Good morning to all my people out of YouTube land, all my lurkers in the background. That's okay. I still love you. Feel free to throw any Luca, morning, afternoon. Where you at, Luca? Where you at? But hit the like and subscribe button. And if you guys got any tickers you want to take a look at, type those into the chat and we will try our best to cover all of those. Yeah. Uh-huh. So somehow, Bill, I didn't even think we were going to cover Nvidia today. I did not even cross my mind, but since you mentioned it, I guess we will take a look at that one. We got SPY. So SPY, nice little gap up. So far, we do have this. We just filled the gap here, essentially pretty much at open pre-market. Looks like we got somewhere to like, I don't know, we got to 593, 94-ish. Pre-market on the SPY. I have the resistance somewhere around 594.18. So we'll see if this is a close the gap type moment and then we end up fading. We'll see. Right now, it does feel like everything is running a little bit more bullish. This is also a retest gap too. So could we actually be sitting here with a red candle at the end of the day? It's possible. It's possible. But that would take us back down to a retest of like 589.99 if we want to go extra bullish. If we get a close, and we wouldn't be out of the woods yet, but if we get a close somewhere around 597.73, which is not really that far away, we would be kind of that would look like a decent pop off that 20 still. We still have that feel of maybe we get the double top. And then I think any closing above 598.62, again, does it happen? I don't know. There's a lot of resistance in the way for us to get there. And I think we have jobs report Friday, maybe. So we'll see how that wants to just come in and kind of affect the market. I don't think that was going to be a big deal. Again, just kind of going through the transition of presidencies and administration. Even if the jobs are good, I think that helps the market. If the jobs are bad, I don't know if that really affects it, because then you could just be like, well, we got another month, and then maybe next administration could work on solutions or something like that. So I don't think a lot of the from now till really January 20th, I don't think a lot of the data really matters. Probably even after, because then you got to give the new administration some time to work. So I think data starts kicking in maybe, I don't know, February, March, where the market starts kind of taking it seriously. But we'll see. Obviously, any policies that get passed from January 20th on, that would still start forecasting into the market as, do we think they're good or bad and how they affect things. But so we'll see. But we do have that, I think, coming out Friday. Otherwise, right now, we're just kind of hanging out. Decent up day. Could have been a disaster, and we avoided it. But the Qs, same thing. We have a gap up. This one does have a lot more room on it. Question is, do we dip first? Support on this one if we want to pull back 503.37. Let's just check out that pre-market real quick. 503.37. So I guess this was that break of that last resistance. This was the retest. I would like to see it during the open hours, but we did technically do it in pre-market. We kept going. The next spot on Qs, 510.60. So that gives us a decent goal to the upside. And again, we do have this pullback down to this 503.47, 48, something like that. Maybe quick drop at open and then we rally. I think that would give us the best risk reward if it does happen. All right, we got to get to Nvidia. So Nvidia did report earnings were not bad. I don't think we were expecting bad. If they were bad, we would have absolutely tanked. But a little bit, if anybody was buying puts, buying calls, unfortunately, Luca's in the UK. If you bought puts, calls, you're unfortunately probably going to get sucked out of those and most likely losing some value. Let's go to the after hours. Initially, when they came out, and again, it was a good quarter. They're not making any money. They're doing fine, but you do have the valuation compared to growth scenario coming in. So immediate dip. I was able to trade this one after hours. I just threw an order out for 140, and then as soon as I got filled, I immediately flipped it to 145. So this one candle is essentially where I got filled and taken out. So I'm out. Just quick little trade, just because that was a big drop. And again, the numbers weren't bad; they were okay. So I was able to kind of capitalize on that. I was like, I think it probably comes back. I wasn't sure if it was coming back that next candle or the same candle, but that did work out. Otherwise, not actually a bad open for. They're sneaking in here for not a bad open whatsoever at these levels. You obviously do have a couple spots up here where bears started to come in. Maybe that happens again out of the gate. But now it's almost looking like a little breakout candle. This looks like almost a 3-bar play. And it's technically a little bit of a gap and go as well. Although that is a retest. I think if this one pulls back, maybe we get down into like this 147.87 zone. We'll have to see again when this one opens, 148.13. I'm liking this one a lot, actually, for continuation in the bullish direction. Like, I'm gonna watch this one and see if we get a high wave candle, something to that extent. High wave candle, a little bit of a pullback, somewhere around 147.70. Maybe we get down to like 148.13. Give me like something small, and then it might be worth a try. There's not really a lot of resistance up there. We got the news out of the way. The anticipation's done. After we start breaking out all-time highs, 149.77, we probably have the psychological 150. That might be the only thing that really holds us back. Otherwise, I got nothing after that. But we'll watch that one for sure. Otherwise, yeah, the earnings weren't that bad. All right, we got Datadog. Datadog, that's moving, so no earnings. We did have earnings back on the 7th. So that was a pretty decent beat. Earnings per share 15%, and then they did beat by 24 million in revenue. Looks like today, director Matthew Jacobson sells 25,000 shares. So that's not usually why something would go up, and that's 16 hours ago. This might just be kind of I don't know. Did they get like a Kramer shout out? I don't know. Yeah, MSTR. Yeah, if there's one stock, I guess you should have been buying, and I didn't do it because it always looked pretty high to me, and I was like, this thing looks like it could go higher, but I don't want to get trapped. What a silly concept that was. Really nice gap on Datadog. I don't really see why, except for the rest of the market's kind of moving. We did have a long consolidation. I wouldn't even attribute yesterday's candle. Yesterday's candle wasn't bad, but this one right here, you got to close above all previous VPOCs. That was probably your sign. I'm not sure if this one's going to go higher from here. I would love to see a retest on it. Looking back, you do have some kind of resistance that we're opening into 142.65. If that starts getting taken out, then I think the next spot 146.54. And if you really get some momentum, 152. So it's got some room on it. Opening resistance. Let's see if this one pulls back first. Be careful on the day trade on this one. I think it's usually a little bit spready. Volume's not that great. Typically, it's okay. The volume's not bad, but it is usually a little bit more spready. And for some reason, I think Datadog acts a little odd during live hours. I don't know. I feel like it gets pushed around a lot. Let's take a look at the MSTR. Going before we do that, let's just. I also got a notification about 2 minutes ago that we hit 98K on Bitcoin. So let's see the high of this candle. We got to, 98,367. Bitcoin is absolutely on a roll. 100K is in sight. 100K is in sight. MSTR. So yeah, you're asking who in the right mind is buying up here. I don't know. Not me. Not me. um, Valuation is pretty crazy. You've gone up percentage wise a heck of a lot more in MSTR than you even did on Bitcoin. So at this point, if you're a believer in Bitcoin, and one thing just to negate everything I'm about to say is this thing's got nothing but momentum in it, and you got FOMO probably tripping into it. Fundamentals don't matter anymore in this market. It's just buy high, sell higher. So who knows where this goes from here? But uh, if you really if you're FOMOing, I'd rather just buy Bitcoin at this point. You're gonna buy the actual asset. Here you're paying for a company that owns the assets or a large amount of those assets, and you're overpaying for I don't know. So that being said, once these things start to break out, they pick up momentum. I mean, fantastic if you're in it. Probably keeps going, although this is a retest gap, but this thing just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense at these levels. But not no, I'm not gonna short it either. I'm not getting in front of that momentum. It's too wild. But yeah, it's great open to it. SMCI, so they did move. I got some contracts yesterday for $26 strike price. We'll see how that kind of moves. My thought process was regardless of if, and again, this comes down to valuation, providing that those numbers are correct. Um, and we'll see. We still got some time, but I think after the hours mixed into the Nvidia earnings, they did submit the paperwork, so I think that went through. I think they do have some extended time on it, so they're gapping up. But my main thought process was I don't think Jensen comes in and I don't. They're still using SMCI. I don't think there's a reason for him to throw out any negativity toward SMCI, burn a bridge. I don't think he knows what the hell is going on with SMCI anyway. In terms of their numbers, I don't know if SMCI really is maybe competent enough to really understand the documents, the process. Who knows? But it is still a big partner for him. So I was like, he's going to get asked about SMCI, and I don't think he's going to go negative with it. Any positivity, I think, gets that gap. So you do have a little gap to go. You're also going to have that 20 EMA, $28.41 for today, and then you do have $28.32. So I'd want to see some kind of break, but we do have that small gap and go. I'd just be kind of concerned with some of that resistance. Probably those calls that I got, they expire Friday, so relatively quickly to open. I'll probably be flipping out of those. We'll see. Hopefully I can get a nice green candle to do it on. But um, he did get the shout. He got the question. He didn't throw him on the bus. He says they're a valuable partner for him. So I think all is good there, and we're just waiting, just seeing if they get delisted or not. Let's see if we get Snow. Snow, yep. Please verify personal information. Oh no. No, 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 no. Hold on a second, guys. Let's see what this is all about. I gotta get past a paywall, I guess, to verify next. Continue. Okay, my info has been updated just like that. Crazy. I hope it's not Snow doing the security for TradingView. All right, let's see. Let's go back to Snow. Um, all right. Snow, yeah, so good earnings for Snow as well. I think they got a bunch of upgrades in there. I think they're also buying a company as well, another company. But earnings per share, they did beat by 31%. So came in 4 cents higher. They came in with 42 million additional above expectations. So not bad on there. Love the fact that you're getting past this high volume zone. So somewhere around 158.10. I don't know how high the short float is for Snow. Invis SNOW short float. Yeah, no, 3.8. So nothing too crazy on that one. It is a major gap. You do have a little bit of resistance. You had some kind of pivot from back in May. So maybe we get caught up there. See if you get a pullback. I don't know how drastic the pullback will be, even though we are up a lot. 158, 158.10. So you may get $2 to the downside on this one. But at these levels, I would be more bullish than bearish. Just I think we're a little too high. So I would need that pullback. Not really wanting to short. I'd like to see where this one closes. Anything below 157.67. Maybe see a little bit more deep of a pullback into like this 148.74 zone. But really, really good gap on this one. And with this gap up, we are very, very far extended from some of those moving averages. But I don't really want to short it. Good earnings, good report. You are above some decently key levels if we open up here. Maybe you can play it to the short side, but I'd be cautious even to the downside on this one. Otherwise, if we go a little bit higher, we start getting some closes. I think anywhere above 160, 162. On a bigger scale of things, there's room up to like 180, 90. So there's a lot of room. I mean, that would be we're already up massive. So to get there today, I don't know. But looking out, I think there would be a buy the dip opportunity if this thing nothing in this market dips, but if we do if somehow find a miracle where something in this market can actually find a dip, I think that would be worth kind of looking to buy that dip on. Mongo database. Mongo. Um Again, I think this one's usually a little spready. I love I love where we're opening to an extent. Uh I have really no volume, so we have room to run on this one. We're also above that 200, which is fantastic. We got there before, we sold off, but that even that VPOC's never been tested, so that's room to like 316.76. It is a gap and go from not only this day, but the top of this peak as well. I think this would be an interesting high wave candle. Again, Datadog and Mongo database remind me very similar of each other. Where it's like, yeah, it looks good, and then it just completely drops big in a different direction, and then finally gets to your destination. So be careful. Otherwise, you have your 200 sitting at 297, and I do have a VPOC before that. So if we do get a little pullback, look for like 298.43. Otherwise, it's a really good gap and go, and there's not really much holding us back on this one. No, we didn't do Google. Let me see ET first. ET. And I got MU on the list as well. Energy transfer. Yeah, energy stock's still going kind of nutty. Uh, I don't have much room to get in on this one, Wendy. You are sitting at 52-week highs, not all-time highs. And now you have 3 days in a row. If you own the shares, or 4 days in a row, all green. If you own the shares, I'd probably be looking to do a cover call on it. Or if you have calls, you could go poor man's cover call. If you don't want to just take profits, but it's got momentum. It looks like it probably goes higher. You are running into a little bit of longer term resistance. I think I'm getting in too late for me to really get a good risk reward. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher though. But yeah, I wouldn't mind looking for some covered calls on it if I had it. MU. They got a good divvy on ET. Let's see. ET dividends. 7.6, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, I would love it if it dropped. Otherwise, I'm I'm falling for a divvy trap. You have calls till 2026. Yeah, so you could go with some you could actually go with some later date covered calls, get some decent premium in those. You could go at least further out of the money on those calls, which would be fantastic. You got MU. Good gap up. This is a retest. Depends on when this one wants to open. MU has just been it's been interesting to say the least. But you did close the gap. You almost got down to that VPOC somewhere around 95.28. Looks like we fell just shy of that. Really not a bad gap. I would love to see some kind of a retest, at least into 99.97. I can see a pullback into 99.35, somewhere in that zone. I'd actually much prefer we get held up at 99.91 just because on the upside then if we do hit this one a little bit lower, now that's gonna be resistance. But interesting spot to open at. We are also opening up above this. So we're actually crushing through a lot of volume levels. Not bad. Targets to the higher side. The first spot I would look is probably 102, and then right into that 200 EMA takes us to like 103. So maybe we stall out there somewhere if it really, really wants to get rocking and rolling. But technically a little bit of a retest. Longer term, are we still in this downtrends? No, we never really had a downtrend. Just big massive resistance at 112. Could be an interesting spot for an S curve though. I still want some kind of a lower retest. Day trade wise, just depends on where we open, but even that, give me some kind of pullback into like 99, 96. Otherwise, looks decent. Not too bad. Amazon. Amazon. Um, Good gap up. Depends on whether this one opens. Right now, it looks decent for continuation to the long side. I do have this gap all the way up here, 212, 212.41. Maybe we close that. There is some resistance. I think your immediate next level takes you to about 206.58. So there's still some room to that one. You get feeling a little froggy. You could run to like 208.38. And then I think a big one comes in 209.76. I kind of like this one. We still have 6 minutes till the open, so we'll see if this thing is gapping, or let's say not gapping, but if this thing I think is opening anywhere below 204, I'd just pump the brakes a little bit, see if you get a bigger pullback. If it's opening where it's at, small little pullback, nothing too crazy, and then yeah, I think you've got decent risk reward to a bull side on that one. Coinbase, COIN. This one's been a little tricky. And it's kind of slowed down momentum recently, just been trading sideways. Obviously, Bitcoin just running straight up is going to help Coinbase, but it is a little different than MSTR. So they're going to make their money from the transaction fees, where MSTR owns Bitcoin. So you're trading a company that actually owns some of the assets. So the higher Bitcoin goes, the more value that company will have. Coinbase, the higher Bitcoin, the higher other cryptos goes, they're going to make more money just because the percentage based off of the transactions. So not bad, but they haven't. And we've run up already on this one, but I don't know where this one's going to go at open. If we are opening right here, this is a really good location though. We have a bunch of days consolidation. Yesterday was technically a retest gap. It did open above this VPOC. We just ended up fading. So maybe that fade, we satisfied all those conditions. We hit all these previous VPOCs. We have another good strong open. Maybe today's the day we could get that run on Coinbase. But yeah, we've been kind of just hanging out here for a minute while everything else crypto kind of running. RCAT, this one on Red Cat Holdings. Okay, I haven't seen this one in forever. Yeah, it's been under $5 for a while, so it's not something that I've really traded. I feel like I have to sneeze, but at the same time, I don't know. Strange. Maybe I'm allergic to red cats. I think that's just what happened. I watched the volume on this one. I don't know how well this one trades. Earnings 2.78 million, 6. So they're actually declining on the revenues. That one was a little less. That one beat. Earnings still all over the place. Not really sure what this company does specifically. Otherwise, you've been down in the dumps. This thing's got a crazy move, even from back in December last year. It was 54 cents. You're sitting at $7.25. It looks like it is just absolutely pumping. Earnings don't really match that move. Um, be careful. This is a hot potato stock, I think, but it is retest out of the gate. Otherwise, decent open, and it very well could get one of those squeezes that just goes nuts, and you could profit. But be careful. Drones for the military, is that what they do? I'm still waiting for drones from Amazon to deliver all my packages. And then I realized I don't really buy things, so I'll probably never see that day even when they do happen. AI has got to go higher on my list. That looks pretty fantastic. Great breakout day, one inside resting day. I'm loving where this thing is opening. Next stop on this one, immediate next stop, 34.87. 35.46 is the one after that, and then you got 36.89. That's probably the where I'd max out for the day if I could get there. And it's also got the greatest ticker symbol of all times in this market condition. So, small pullback, 32.92 if we could get it. Otherwise, really, really nice consolidation, potential breakout, and we're resting candle potential breakout today for continuation. And that would take us. I mean, that's if we stop there. There's not a lot of volume to really hold us back, even into like the 37.07 zone. So yeah, I like it. I think that one's got to go on the list for sure. All right, let's see. I think I probably missed some. Amazon, I think we looked at CRM, Salesforce. I believe they were getting us some upgrades today. I think the price target was 380 if I'm not mistaken. But yep, they got some price target increases, which is fantastic for them. But look for resistance around 333.42. If that could break, I think you get a short shot up to this 340. So this one I wouldn't mind if this one pulls back to 326 before jumping in. You are below that next resistance, so maybe a quick little pop, fade, and then see if you could kind of close this little gap, I think. And it's also a retest from yesterday. So I wouldn't be too excited of buying it out of the gate. Again, 2024 markets. We just had an NVIDIA report. Anything's possible. Anything's possible, but only in a bullish direction. That's it. Pan W. So this one tanked after hours, and then I think the CEO was on Kramer last night, and then you also had some upgrades start just piling in on them. So we'll see. You are at resistance. I think probably that resistance is a good one. If you're gonna short something, you're probably out of your mind and need to take some medication. But otherwise, this one is at resistance. I think if you're going to short something, it's probably this one. You got the 20. It's already starting to drop. Otherwise, that is the morning bell. So everybody out on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons if you have not done so already. You guys are absolutely incredible, and I will catch all of you guys later. Later, guys.